Relationship for Dumbasses. My Orphan Account on AO3. Episode 15. Chapter 7. Here for you. It's not like Shoto doesn't check his phone. In fact, he checks it all the damn time, even though Izuku and Bakugo are the only fucking people he texts anyways. And for some reason, the fact that he stopped texting both of them makes him checked all the more often. And it's not like he doesn't read their messages either. Oh, Shoto reads the hell out of them. Izuku. I'll be here, for you if you need me. This is what on his screen 3 months after his and Izuku's last Skype call, and Shoto typed out at least a dozen response. Thank you for the support, Izuku. I'm fine, thanks. Sorry I haven't texted in a while. I was too busy wallowing in my self-pity and the fact that I love you when you don't love me back because you like Bakugo, and isn't that ironic because Bakugo was trying to get us together in the first place. But obviously that didn't work, so yeah. I just wanted to say I really like you. His finger hovers over the send button. Then he erases it. It's been 3 months. 3 months, and it's faded a bit, but damn, does it hurt a lot. The worst part, he thinks, is that Bakugo doesn't even try. Bakugo just has to exist. Just has to smile his ignorant, crooked smile and show off how good he is at whatever the fuck it is, and boom. He can't complain though. It worked on him too. After all. The second worst part is that Bakugo probably doesn't even know how he's captured Midoriya. Hell, Bakugo doesn't even fucking want Midoriya. That's right. Bakugo doesn't want Midoriya. Shoto does. Bakugo wants Kirishima. Kirishima wants him back. It's so fucking simple. Izuku. Feel free to text me whenever, Shoto. It's been 3 months. 3 months and his head's gotten a little clearer. He's Izuku's admirer. His current secret love interest. His pathetic piner. Izuku might not return his feelings right now, but that's okay. These things take time, and even if it doesn't happen, it's still okay. It hurts, but it's okay. Because first of all, he's Izuku's friend, and Izuku's happiness ranks above all else. He needs to be there for him. His fingers stall on the keyboard before typing. Midoriya tells Uraraka lots of things, but Bakugo is not one of them. They sit side by side, dangling off the edge of Uraraka's bed, a bag of chips between them, just talking. Why does Bakugo call you Deku anyways? She asks. I mean, black eyes, hair for brains, Pikachu, and round face are all jabs at physical features. But he doesn't call you clerky stick or broccoli head or something, or even nerd or plain face. Ouch, that hurt, Uraraka. Sorry, she says, not looking very sorry at all, waiting for a response. He said it means useless. She hums, turning a chip. I don't know, I guess that's what made me try so hard to please him. To impress him by getting into fellowships. I kind of admire him, and, well, I just didn't want him to think of me that way. Uraraka doesn't say anything for a while, and Midoriya doesn't expect her to. I think it gives off a sort of vibe. Deku. She perks up. Like, I can do it, or keep trying. You made it into Fellowship's research group, after all, so there's definitely no way you didn't try. Hachan thinks I didn't try at all and still got the fellowship. He curls his knees up. He thinks I was just making fun of him. Oh. Deku wonders how Uraraka can just wave off Bakugo's anger. He seems scary, I get it. You just gotta stand up to him, you know? So, now that we've given your name a new meaning, can I call you Deku? Bakugo is pissed, and Deku is happy. Bakugo is fucking pissed that Deku is happy. Roundface isn't with the Baki Squad more often than she is, and even though Bakugo is only a little phased that he doesn't see her more, he gets worse when he finds out that Uraraka has been ditching him for Deku. Usually, Bakugo expects most people to push Deku away as far as possible because 1, they do not want to deal with his depressive drama shit, and 2, Bakugo will kick their asses for harassing him. Well, he knows that Uraraka definitely isn't affected by the latter. The former, well, the thing is, Bakugou should be happy that Deku is finally happy. He had to work his ass off last semester to try to push some life back into Deku and get him to actually stand up for himself. And now that it seems Deku is finally getting somewhere, he's not pleased at all. Deku and Uraraka are stuck to the hip everywhere they go. They eat breakfast together, walk to class together, text each other in the middle of the night. Later on, Ashita would tell him that they went to the movies together, studied for chem tests, exchanged fucking poetry, and talked smack about him. Not that he gave a shit. Distantly, he thinks of Todoroki and wonders what he would think if he finds out that Deku is sharing that same magical friendship he has with him with someone else. Uraraka is so good to him that Deku forgets all about Bakugou, forgets all about his admiration and fear for him, and falls full force into Uraraka. "Hi, Kachan," Uraraka says from his bed, all innocent, and Deku doesn't even flinch as Bakugou glares daggers at the two. Deku stares steadily at Bakugou, like saying, "I'm not afraid of you." "Hi, Kachan." "Eat a dick," he says, picking up his gin bag, closing the door behind him, and runs like a bitch. Shoto. "Hey, Izuku. Sorry I didn't reply in so long. Was busy." Shoto. "How are things going over there?" Izuku is typing. Bakugou knows something is wrong when he gets a call from Todoroki instead of a text after 3 months, but he answers anyways because it would feel like running away if he didn't. "Izuku told me everything," is the first thing Todoroki says after 3 months. Ice cold bitch. "What the fuck is wrong with you?" "Finally calling him by his first name, huh? What happened? Did long distance make you brave?" "You don't even deserve to call him by his name." "Funny you're talking names, because I clearly remember when you called me Izuku." "Fuck you, Bakugou. I was wrong to trust you with Izuku." "Yeah, well, maybe you should have gotten more friends." He tries to jeer, but Todoroki had already hung up. "Fuck!" he shouts, throwing his phone to the wall. Kirishima opens the door to find Bakugou, drenched in rainwater, breathless from running across buildings. He let himself in without a word, and dries himself with a towel. Bakugou doesn't look pissed, or grumpy, or anything. He just stares at the floor, with a towel on his head, watching the water from his hair drip onto the wood. He lets Kirishima walk him over to his bed, and sit him down. Bakugou knows Kirishima knows what the problem might be, but he just sits and waits for Bakugou to start talking. There's so many things he can say, so many things he wants to say. Todoroki only heard Deku's side of the story. I do all this stuff for Todoroki, and I get a verbal lashing. I do all this stuff for Deku, and he ends up happier than I am. He doesn't get any of it, though. He thinks that Kirishima might see right through him. He feels like utter shit. His t-shirt is cold and sticking to his back. His throat is hoarse from yelling. His head aches from the cold wind smacking against it. His hands are trembling, and he can't make them fucking stop. "You said you'd be there for me, right?" Kirishima nods. "Then do good on your promise." He pushes himself down onto the mattress, firmly, slowly, giving Kirishima plenty of time to refuse. A drop of rainwater from Bakugou's chin falls in the cleavage of Kirishima's collarbone. Kirishima's looking at him with a strange sort of wonder, like Bakugou's the moon pulling at him, like Bakugou's done nothing wrong even though Bakugou knows he has, like Bakugou, the only person that matters and the only person he wants. Him, dirty and ragged like a homeless cat, eyeliner probably smudged as fuck. Him, with a punk appearance and an asshole personality to match. "Do you want to do this? Do you want this?" he asked, and Kirishima wants. Bakugou removes both their shirts and shivers when the cold chest comes in contact with Kirishima's warm one. Well then, if Kirishima wants this, broken jackass person, if he wants to suffer through the year and probably more with him, then so be it. Bakugou will let him. Okay, there's a lot to unpack there. I like Todoroki coming to the realization that, Izuku's happiness trumps all. As I said before, we love that, we love that. Todoroki finding out what Bakugou did and absolutely giving a whole one to Bakugou. Also, I did not need to know what Todoroki said to Katsuki while they were... I did not need to know that. That was something I could have gone my whole life without knowing. But okay. Ochako and Izuku friendship. I'm here for it. I always love them being friends. I like that she's not a bitch in this fic. A lot of the time, she's always a bitch. I read a fic where she wasn't a bitch. She was actually really nice. Ida was a bitch. That was an interesting one. I was really fun with that one. That one was really fun. It's really interesting. Obviously, I don't like when they make Ida or Uraraka a bitch, but I get it. Sometimes you need an antagonist and like they're there. Personally though, you need an antagonist. You know who's perfect? Monoma. Monoma's right there. Monoma is right fucking there. Ready for the antagonizing. Yep, he's right there. Ready for the picking. I mean, could you get any more than that? Think about it. He's ready for the picking. He's right there and he's a bitch. He's a whore. Or, hear me out. No, Ojiro seems too sweet. He seems a little arrogant in the sense of maybe he'll be not arrogant. What's the word? When you're rude, but it's lack of knowledge on why you're being rude. But like once you get educated, you're not ignorant. Ignorant. I feel like he'd be ignorant, but not outright discriminatory, you know? So like, you could maybe use him. I mean, like, if you're really a pickler and you really need a villain that's close in the circle, OCs are always there. Alright, I know some people don't like OCs and fanfictions. I personally love them because sometimes there is no character that fits that role. And honestly, I would much rather have an OC character be a bitch than have one of the, you know, Ida or Uraraka be a bitch and not make sense. Like at that point, they're acting OOC. Like at that point, they seem OOC. They seem, right? Sometimes they make it seem in like the realm of like quote unquote reality, but even so, it's like, okay, you're picking and choosing their character traits to fit the narrative. And I personally don't like it that much. I could still sit and read through it, but like I personally do not like that much. I would much rather see an OC in there. And trust me, I would hate that OC. In the sense of I will hate them because they're a bitch, but I would love them because they're serving their purpose and they're slaying and serving their purpose. Alright? Sometimes OCs need to be bitches. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyways, so Kiribaku just sailed. Todoroki ? Todoroki? Just saying. Todoroki. Okay, next chapter is Alone Together. One dumbass at the edge of Shirokama Bridge. This is where it's... Oh. Okay, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Links to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.